Hello, 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 everyone. We are excited about today's live. We got a new reading table. A new reading table set up. Everything is just exquisite and immaculate and so intimate, and I feel really good about it. Just loving every single thing that's happening right now. Yes, 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 I am. So, you guys hit that like and subscribe on your way in. Hey, Daphne. Hey, Delaney, you guys. How y'all doing? Let me ask you something. I have a little water fountain right there, and it's by the camera. So I'm hoping it's not drowning out the mic, or it's not too... Yes, Erica, this is live. Or it's not too distracting for you guys. So y'all let me know, okay? All right, hit that like button on your way in, okay? I know, Erica, we've been having a little trouble trying to stay caught up. Okay, you say you can hear just fine. Hey, Karina, been a minute. Good to see you. How are things over the waters where you are? Okay, good, Daphne. It's fine. All right. So I got 4 ears that told me it's okay. Because I needed that little waterfall today. It's keeping me. Okay, Karina. You can do the super chat of $10 and I can put you on the list. No, it's 6 o'clock my time. Okay, great, here in Norway. Okay, wonderful. It's 6 o'clock my time, Erica. What time is it where you are? It's always 6 o'clock Central. Or for the Tuesdays, it's 12 p.m. Central, noon time. But yeah, y'all, I ended up, my niece came over the night before, Tuesday night, and we thought we were getting something great because I had ordered from this restaurant before, and I really, really loved their burgers. Child, that mess had me so sick, had my stomach hurting bad. Because they did not cook those burgers all the way through, and we were sitting here enjoying watching something together, you know. Well, no, it's always been 6 Central Time, so it must be, I mean, there's a time difference between us. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but it's always been 6 o'clock Central here. So, yeah, so she and I were watching something, and we had eaten a whole lot of it before we realized that it wasn't done. It was horrible. I don't see how people eat raw meat. Especially hamburger. It was terrible. The texture is terrible. Okay, you guys, hit that like and subscribe. Now, I am going to go ahead. You guys fire up the comments too, okay? Let's get the comments fired up. Give me those fire emojis, those heart emojis. Let's get the live pushed out, okay? Karina, yeah, you can leave a super chat. Yeah, I am starting to feel a little better. Well, the stomach pain went away a little earlier this morning, and then I had my bioenergetics therapy session, so that was a little bit draining. So I am feeling a little off, you know, maybe a little tired, but I am grateful and happy to be in this moment sharing my gift with you all. Okay. Thank you, Daphne, for the fire. You guys fire up those comments. Oh. We're doing a collective reading at this moment. We're starting out with the Knight of Pentacles upright, which is lovely. All right, but somebody hasn't been in their confidence. It's possible that you met someone or you're meeting someone, but you're not confident within yourself because you've gone through a very painful ending here, okay? And still dealing with some deep wounds. You don't really see yourself in a long-term anything right now, okay? You've got things that you want to do, okay? But this person, you can tell, is not only very like conservative or efficient, or should I say responsible, but you can also tell this person is very emotionally balanced and compassionate. But you're somewhere caught in the middle, and this person is, he's a Knight of Pentacles and a King of Cups, right? So he's on the rise when it comes to how he's grounded, how he's building for himself, right? He's on the rise with that. But he's definitely already a King of Cups. He knows how to love. Okay. Hey Joshua. Britt, you guys fire up the comments for me. Okay. Fire up the comments, hit that like button on your way in. But he definitely knows how to love, okay? But you're both in soul searching, right? He's gained a lot of wisdom through just a lot of spending time alone and growing in his independence, right? So this is a masculine energy here, but it, I guess, doesn't necessarily have to be male. But I'm just going to say he for the sake of making it easier for myself. Okay, but he is a very introspective person, very thoughtful. I'm getting Aquarius, Pisces, Gemini energy here. I don't know why. I never get zodiac stuff, but yeah, you're still feeling, here's this insecurity again, right up against this Queen of Wands, okay? You guys fire up the comments for me, okay? Fire up the comments. Give me the fire emojis, the hearts. Help me out just for the next few minutes so we can get the live pushed out, okay? Hit that like button if you haven't already. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So whoever you broke up with, whoever broke your heart, right? They also have wand energy like you. Your Queen of Wands is reversed, but this person is a King of Wands in reverse. So they were very impulsive, hasty. They set unachievable expectations for you and yourself, and it caused you to play small, right? And it did leave obstacles to your long-term goals, which is why this Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which is why you still can't see too much beyond the right now. Hey, Roberto. Okay. So you're still kind of stuck with that energy, all right, just insecure. But the Empress comes in to show us that this is turning around for you. If you will understand that it's okay to take things slow, is what I'm hearing. It's okay to take things slow. It's okay to allow this person to meet you where you are. This is not somebody who's pushy here. This is somebody who knows that you've been doing it all, that you've been carrying the burden of a relationship before them, keeping it going, keeping it healthy, but it was never healthy. Or it may have started out that way and quickly turned, okay? But they're here to help you release that energy, all right? Yeah, because self-worth is a problem here. That's the biggest problem here. And you've probably thrown yourself into your work to handle this, all right? So that's a huge, it's okay to work, but you can't distract yourself from your healing, all right? It's like you're resisting change, and you can't break a cycle with throwing yourself into your work, but not working on your healing as well. I do sometimes tell people, get into your bag, right? But not if it's going to keep you from doing your healing. While you're working, you work, but when you get off or before you go in, you need to be doing your healing modalities, doing your meditation, doing your, thank you, Brittany, doing your self-care, doing your happy dances, eating good food, you know what I mean? So that you can break this cycle, so that with this guy or this person that's come into your life to really give you this love and this stability with this Knight of Pentacles, you want to be able to receive that, and you want to be able to grow into that. It doesn't have to like be like that, okay? But the tower is coming in and you are having an awakening. So that's why this Empress energy came out upright. And then finally, here comes the Judgment card. Okay, this is rebirth. This is you going through a new phase, getting out of this reversed Wheel of Fortune energy and coming through this tower moment with an awakening and with redemption. Okay? I love that for you. I really do. I might love it for me too. I don't know. I've been getting these weird sensations when it comes to masculine energy. And it's just been really wild for me because I know that I have not been commissioned to have a husband or take a partner in the traditional sense. So I've been getting these weird, like real weird sensations of having. Erica, you say you've been looking for your dress. Okay, we'll talk about that. I thought about that earlier. But I have been having these weird sensations of angel energy coming through, okay, for me. And during my therapy session today, my bioenergetics therapy session, I did smell a sweet angel. He was very subtle, though. I guess he didn't want to overwhelm the session, but he was very, very subtle. And he went along with the energy that I had been feeling, that if I were to get someone that I wanted to commit to, not marry, but commit to, then they would have that subtle angel energy. And I thought, well, yeah, that makes sense because that's what they're going to have for me to be bothered full time in that kind of way. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking about that red sequin dress, but I think that's just a representation of the power that you're stepping into, because red is a power color, but it's also very sensual, and it connects to our sacral chakra, which is, the sexy, the creative, beautiful part of how we present ourselves in the sense of love and relationships, right? And again, that creative spark, that's where your creativity comes from, that's where you create babies from, that kind of thing. So that's what the red represents. And then obviously the sequins represents the light that you will project. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a red dress. What it has to be is a dress that you feel gloriously beautiful and comfortable in. Okay, something that makes you feel just whole, just light as a feather, free as a bird, and just so comforted in your own skin. Okay, so that's go for the vibe more so than the color, or something like that. Okay, but yeah, girl, yeah. All right, so the list is open. If you want to get on the list for if you've never had a reading before, we have 6 minutes for the free list. Up to 3 people, you get a 3-card pull. And if you actually want a reading, then you can get one for $9.99 US in a super chat or a super sticker. Okay, I hope you guys have been having a good week. You made it over the hump. Okay. Hey, Laverne, welcome back, sweet lady. All right, no, Laverne, you're a guy, right? Yeah, from what I remember, you're a guy. It's been a while. You've been doing okay? Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I knew that. Haven't seen you in a minute. So it's good to see you. Good to see you back. All right, so if you wanted to get on the list, if you've never had a reading from me before, you can get a 3-card pull, but you'll have to get on the list. Laverne, you said, well, yes and no. Okay. Okay. If you've never had a reading before, you can get on the list, the free list, for a 3-card pull. If you've had a reading before, it will be $10 US or $9.99 US in a super chat or super sticker. All right. So go ahead and leave your super chat and we will get you on the list. So I I am just very, very in just this place of uh just this very smooth place of acceptance. Okay. Just um I don't know, just feeling so grounded these days, as if I just know everything is just perfect. Like I don't feel like I have need of anything. I feel like everything that I want and need I already have, even though like it may not all be seen with these eyes, right? But this eye definitely sees it. This eye sees it, okay? And so I'm just at such a place of peace and grounding. It would be nice to share my table setup with you guys. So I am. Let me see. I'm gonna take the camera down. So if you get a little woo, let me know. Or maybe you can close your eyes so it doesn't get too destabilized. Okay. So let me see. Okay, Delaney, I see where you are. But here's my new table set up here. That's my moon lamp. Actually, is blowing, not blowing, it's glowing like an amber color, but the lighting shows it more white here. And then you guys see doo-wop here. And that's the fountain I was asking you all if you hear. My candle went out, so I accidentally knocked it over when I was shuffling cards. And then here are all my cards here. But, all the crystals and stuff are along here. This is a card holder. So if you get major arcana, you can sit them up there. That's salt water. So yeah, this is what you guys heard earlier. So I use that sometimes during meditation. The red jar is a honey jar. So you want something alive, you want something sweet, you want the water element. This is the fire element, also the fire element here. Here's another water element. You want light, okay? And then, and then you want earth here. This is earth, this is earth, okay? The stones and crystals. So, and then this is for I guess you can call problem solving or universal complexity made simple. Okay. You say you're trying to stay out of your head, Erica. I can certainly understand that. Okay, you guys. All right, Delaney. So we are going to go ahead and let me find my lighter. I got a whole bunch of lighters and I literally can't find any of them. It's so weird. So weird. Okay, Bree, you say you love it. I do too. I sent a picture of it to one of them boys, and he asked me how. He was like, really nice, and he asked me how does it feel, and I had so many words to describe the feeling of it, because like I told you guys, I have been feeling a little bit peaked, like not just haven't been like tip top, physically, but I did get up and do this today because I knew it would make me feel better. Because I've been gathering these pieces for probably about a month now. Just being very meticulous about what I wanted. Some of the stuff I already had, like a lot of the crystals I had, the honey jar. I need to get another. Hold on. one thing I'm going to do is make a mess. That's always a guarantee. When I say klutz, I tell y'all what, ain't no man ever married me for my coordination of my cooking. Hey, divine loves. Never have they married me for either one of those things. Where did I put my tea light candles? You guys, I was all set up before I got started, and then all of a sudden I'm not set up. I don't know how that happened, but I appreciate y'all's patience. Okay. I really do. Oh, okay. Delaney, you're probably just going through the natural clearing for your upgrade. That kind of stuff happens when it's time for you to go to another spiritual level. People start dropping out of your life like flies. It'll especially happen with people who, and I'm not saying this is her, I'm just giving general. It'll especially happen with people who have a certain level of arrogance or know it all about whatever they believe. They aren't willing to accept new information. And so you can't really grow with them, right? It also happens with people who have a lot to heal. Maybe you guys met at a time when you both had a lot going on and you supported each other, but the idea was to grow past it and not settle into a trauma bond where you continue to, just kind of nurse each other's wounds without actually applying any healing ointment or anything like that to 1111 on the ticker. And then sometimes it happens when your light comes on or it becomes brighter, and people who are bent on living in darkness, i.e. disrespecting you, not wanting to see your growth, they will be either forced to move out of the way, or you'll just get sick of how they treat you and you'll cut those off. She probably did, but it's usually, those kinds of things are usually associated with growth for sure. Okay. Or it could be that maybe you're not growing enough and the universe needed to move you out of their way. Okay. So it could be any number of things, or it's just life. It's just life doing life. Sometimes even as light beings, okay, sometimes, different vibrations or frequencies of light, they cannot inhabit the same space, right? Because their jobs are to be in different places at different times doing different things. So if they're inhabiting the same space, then the universe can't really use them properly. Because they're, for one thing, your guys' energy is pulling on each other and it's not being dispersed in the proper ways. So even the area that you guys are in together is not being fully serviced. So you'll have to be pulled apart to go do your work and they do their work, okay? And then sometimes even remaining in contact is not a good thing, right? So maybe that's the whole, I don't know why I was given that. I don't know why I was given that title about Doctor Strange. That is so weird, It happened right when you moved. Okay. Yeah. But we are going to pull some cards to see, and we're going to start with the tarot, okay? Or the tarot here. You guys fire up the comments, hit that like button if you haven't already. Fire up those comments, okay? Was she like a mentor for you? I know you said teacher, but what's the age difference between you two? You guys fire up the comments for me, okay? Okay, Daphne, you're getting on the list. Wonderful, wonderful. What's the age difference between you two, Delaney? Okay. I was seeing someone about near my age, but I just wanted to be sure. These are the same cards. 3 of these are the same cards that came out in the last reading. This is interesting. Wow. This is a lot of pentacle energy here. And it's all reversed. This was definitely part of your soul journey, part of your soul's healing. Yeah, you guys are not meant to be, you were not meant to be a forever thing here. Definitely not meant to be. It was more of an earthly connection than it was spiritual or etherical. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of respect for your spiritual gift here. At all. Mm-mm. Did it ever feel like to you that she had like a know-it-all kind of thing going on? Yeah, I don't see any respect for your gifts here. Literally none. The only 2 upright cards in this whole situation is the Hermit and the 6 of Swords, right? So this was something to help your soul ascend. This was something that for you to really see that all people who say they're spiritual are not. This is both the Star and the Magician in reverse. That's not to say she not, but she wasn't. Well, this is all earth. All of this energy that came out is reverse earth energy here. This is all here. And the stuff that would be up there, the stuff that would be up there is all reverse, okay? And the stuff that would be down here is all reverse. So this was not anything created in the cosmos, okay? I see no respect for your gifts here. There was a lot of confusion as to who you were. Yeah, there's her gifts were essentially, did she practice craft? I'll put it that way. Because I'm seeing a lot of reversed earth energy here. Like, what was the confusion? Confusion around your role and who you are. Yes. Okay. So she practiced craft and very talented at it. Um, but the only way she would be spiritual is to practice craft. Like, her gift isn't necessarily natural. It is through practice. I'm not sure if she just knew things that you couldn't explain. Yeah. There is a lot of study here. I see a lot of study. I see a lot of craft, but I don't see natural giftedness here. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing aligned with higher elements at all. Like, yeah. So this was not meant to be anything long term. And the confusion came in about who you were, right? Uh, I try to tell you this, Delaney. Yeah, she probably believes she is because she knows how to work with nature to make things happen. So it feels natural for her. But everything that she has comes from working with the earth, with nature, and knowledge. But it's not necessarily, there isn't even, let me, hold on, let me pull from this deck here. Where's that other one? Right here. There isn't, I don't see any divinity, divine energy here. Okay. But I try to tell you this sometimes, Delaney, and I don't think you see yourself, right? But you are extremely, very much spiritually powerful in a way that people don't really understand what they're looking at, right? And so you are very unassuming and extremely accepting of folk, right? They don't really know how to the only thing that keeps you from being fully in your divine gifts is time. You just haven't had the time to develop into them. But the more you're seeking and the more you're learning, you're getting there. But you have so much more on your plate, right? With school, and then the relationship you were in, and then just the fact that you're young. It's the child card here. Okay. And you have a whole lot of innocence about you, right? But you give people hope when you're around them. But her soul, just like I was telling you earlier, her soul really did come in to challenge yours. Because this is a challenger card here. Yeah, the diviner pops out in reverse. Okay. You pray not to see anything because you get scared. Yeah, you're just not ready. Okay. But the diviner pops out in reverse, in relation to her. So as I was saying, she's not really naturally gifted in the sense that, it's her gift comes from the divine. Is definitely very earthly. I don't know if you guys knew that was a thing. Some people that the only way to know things is through craft. And I'm not knocking that. I don't really have anything against people who practice craft if they're doing it and they're not trying to hurt people with it. Yeah, this is the learner card. You're still, again, exploring. You're still seeking, right? You even challenge yourself with this. Like, you don't necessarily trust the things that you see and know. Because like you said, you'd rather not. Okay. It's weird. You did love and look up to her a lot, but she said some really nasty things to me, so it threw me. Yeah. Yeah, that would be her gift coming up against yours. She did come to challenge you. Okay. That was her earthly gift coming up against. It's like fire and water. Okay. Women 05, I have no idea what that means, love. Yeah, it's like fire coming up against water. So that's what happened. She just wasn't, she was there to answer a few questions and to really, you were supposed to see yourself more, right? But because you like really challenged her, your energy came up against hers. Okay. So that's what happened. And I'm sorry it had to be that way, because I do feel a great level of respect from your end, but from her end, I saw no respect for you. So she may have been hiding that from you until she couldn't hide it anymore. Okay. Yeah, you just weren't compatible. You were not the same types of energy. Okay. So if we want to call that lack of compatibility, yes. All right. Miss Daphne, did you want to go ahead and put your question in the comments? Who is all narcissist women 05? Y'all be so funny. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. You guys fire up the comments. Let's see if we can still get the live pushed out, okay? What woman, what is it? Women 05. What's going on, love? Who you mad at? Who did it? Do we need to put our sneakers on and get our Vaseline? Do we ride at dawn? Okay, because what's happening right now? You mad. Who all narcissists? Everybody narcissist. Y'all know y'all can't be happy if you believe that way, right? You just can't. You got to find some good somewhere. And that good has to start with you, not in the sense that you think you're a good person. Because this is just my belief, but there are no good people, only good deeds. You've not been receiving your weekly payment. Okay. Remember I told you, look for it round toward the end of the year. I don't know if you remember that in one of your readings, but I told you to look for it, because by the end of the year, he was going broke because he ain't doing right by his children, by his child. I don't know if you remember that, but I sure told you. I told you he was going broke by the end of the year. And I get this energy of him giving up too. I don't know what he's giving up on, but I get this very defeated feeling from him. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to ask about both of them. You guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Daphne, you remember me telling you that? Delaney, how you feeling about your reading, love? Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Fire up the comments for me, okay, y'all? Fire up the comments. I see 7 people in the room. Can I get seven fire emojis from each one of y'all? 8 people now. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Hmm. Man, they are both extremely disturbed. Like, both of them just in this really dark, dark, dark place of despair and loss. Yeah. I mean, no strength. They don't have no energy, but their pride just won't let them do right. And they're both caught between doing right and just letting everything go, like completely walking away. Because they know they can't come halfway with you. They gotta step up and be fully emperor and be true father figures here, be true protectors, or they will never ever regain their strength. And they will always be blind to the best ways to proceed in life. They will have no way to lead anything, including themselves. Oh wow. And then they'll never meet a woman who will respect them. they will never meet a woman who will respect them. Like, they're still both very much living in the past, okay? But you're still in your Empress energy. You're just living the divine feminine. And that's where the problem is coming in. When you project pure divine feminine energy, then these types of people here, they're like really, really lost and in despair. Okay. Give me confirmation on this. Give me confirmation on this. Thank you. Yeah. You will be carrying the burden alone for a while. Yeah. You'll be carrying the burden alone for some time here. Because even if you get payments, they won't be steady, okay? Because they'll have to pay you as money comes in, and money is not coming in regular for them. Neither one of them is planning for their future. There's a lot of unexpected things coming in that is blocking their money or keeping them from making enough, okay? Again, they lack the will. They lack the willpower to make things happen, to do more, okay? And then there's still a lot of resentment towards you, okay? Let me see if I'm getting all my messages, because I think I might not be, because I don't see nothing happening in this chat. Hey, Sai. Oh, you guys, I missed a whole lot, didn't I? I'm sorry. Hey, Laocan, welcome. Give me clear and precise. Give me clear and precise here. Hey, Sandra. You say you remember I said it a few times? Okay. Okay, Delaney, I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing your comments. Thank you guys for firing up the chat. Hey, Lynetta. Laverne, I'm glad you're back. All right. Resentment towards you for what? For one thing, for walking in your divine empress energy, from no longer fueling their competition, their rivalry, their conflict with your emotion. Okay. That's what they thrived on, was your emotional confusion and conflict from you. And now that you're in such a peaceful place and ain't feeding into it, they're drained, because whatever energy they had in life, they were getting it from you. But you will have your community that will step up for you. Yeah, your community will step up. So you won't go lacking. It just won't come from them. And like I said, if it does, it'll be very sporadic. Okay? Yeah, because you know how to take inspired action, right? You're going to get your energy back. Did you ever do that fast yet? You're going to get your energy back. All right. You're receiving lots of inner guidance. You're acting from a place of wisdom at this time. Your consciousness is elevating. They're living in a lot of regret. So even when they have money coming in, it's already gone. They don't really even have it to give to the children. Okay? They're facing a lot of loss right now. And they're not learning anything from the experience. You say you definitely have the energy. Yeah. They're not learning anything from the experience. They're not seeking how they can become better. They don't want to know how to be good fathers here. To them, everything is your fault. That's what I just said. This is the justice and refers. They feel like you've been unfair to them. And they think by not coming around, by not helping you out, they think they're punishing you. Not knowing that you were Daphne before they met you. You are Daphne now, and you will always be Daphne. And Daphne is resourceful. Daphne is resilient. Daphne is abundant and blessed, because you are so nurturing and you do believe in personal development and growing, right? So they mad. Here's a third card with greed in it and stinginess. Yeah, don't look for it no time soon. Yeah, they hurting themselves. People who don't take care of their children, unless you have some sort of mental illness, okay? Unless you have some sort of mental illness, if you are not taking care of your children, you will always have bad luck. Always. It just don't work out otherwise for you. Because all you doing is causing unnecessary trauma. The world gonna traumatize your kids enough. But you as their parent, it's your job to keep them from that. And to teach them how to affirm them. Teach them how to be, to observe who they really are as people and support them in that, right? Not try to change them, not try to fix them, not to imprint them with your generational curses and your beliefs that have not even served you. And when people don't take care of their kids, unfortunately, it's just bad luck. Just bad luck all the way around. Okay. So, you guys hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to go back and see what comments I missed. I think I caught up on everybody. Okay. All right. So, anybody else want to get on the list? I do apologize that I couldn't be here. You're very welcome, Daphne. I know you got this, though. Everything is working out fine. And to be honest, I wish they were there doing what they're supposed to. But if it's giving you peace in your spirit to not have to deal, that's more valuable. Because one thing you can always get get is money. But peace is very expensive. You know what I mean? Peace is very expensive. So don't let nobody come in and start overcharging you and taxing you to have peace in your life. All right. Thank you, Delaney, for all the hearty hearts. All right, you guys. Anyone else want to get on the list? Anyone else want a reading? So what are you guys' thoughts on the reading table? I know Britt likes it. It's actually very, very comfortable here. Like, this feels like what it's supposed to be the whole time. And like I said, it took me about a month to like curate everything the way I wanted it. So, Delaney, you say you like it. Looks cozy and earthy. Yeah, that's what I said. And it feels very sacred, you guys. Very sacred. Yeah. All right. So anyone else want a reading? Yes, the crystals make a huge difference. Daphne, you say you loved it. It feels so good, y'all. I wish I didn't have to use this ring light, because my eyes have been very sensitive lately. All of my senses have been extremely heightened lately. So, which is why I need to get me a fountain to help keep things kind of. You know how just hearing that water flow just kind of keeps everything kind of, So, all the downloads, all the heightened energy. I've been like when I say y'all, I've been glitching electronics and technology like crazy. I just be having to stay in the house, so I don't blow nothing up just by thinking thoughts. Okay. I've been finding me a couple of good spiritual movies the last couple of days. Movies that I really like that I hadn't seen in a while. How do I know when my senses are off? They're not off. They're very much on. That's the issue. As far as off, it's been such a while since I experienced that. I know my senses are off when I don't feel things deeply. Delaney, I watched Meet Joe Black. I watched City of Angels. That's all I can recall right now. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see, Erica. Like, how would you know? No, it's actually a movie. It's an older movie with Meg Ryan and Nicolas Cage. But yeah, both of these are older movies. I love Meg Ryan movies from back in the day. I love the movies that she played in with Tom Hanks, but I also loved her other stuff. I don't know where she's been lately, but her older movies, just chef's kiss. Okay, you say you love them. Oh, okay. No, that's not. Yeah. Erica, you say you too. I'm trying to remember. When I say my senses are, woo, child. probably hear a roach crawl at the neighbor's house right now. My senses are so high. And we don't even have roaches in this building because I be on their ass about the pest control. How do you know when your senses are off? Your senses are off when you feel basically numb, when your emotions shut down, when really nothing bothers you, right? As far as like loud noises or a lot of light or, um, you know, you just basically there. Because you are supposed to feel. And people who think you aren't supposed to feel anything, or if you feel sad or you feel angry or you feel grief or you feel down, like that's something that you're supposed to fight against or move out or move away, is not true. Okay? Yeah, like going through the motions, Delaney. Exactly. But you are supposed to feel things. The idea about feelings, or should I say emotions. So let's kind of quantify feelings versus emotions. I don't know if we've ever done this before. Emotions is energy in motion created by thoughts that are connected to past experiences that let you know that something is either right, wrong, up, down, left, right, happy, sad. It gives you a visual of polarizing forces of experience, and they're energetic, meaning they do have motion, right? They have power. And so when you get those thoughts that are connected to those experiences, that connect to a feeling or something, that connect to an energy signature or spot within your body. Emotions are stored in the body. They are not up here. Okay. This is what pulls up the things, which is why you have aches and pains out of the blue, headaches for no reason. You might get bloating. A lot of that stuff is just energy that's trapped. Okay. So emotions are there to let you know how to navigate next steps, right? They're not there for you to say, "Oh, I feel sad. This is terrible," or "Oh, I feel sad. What?" No, they're like, I feel sad. What was I thinking that brought this up? Or what happened that made me feel this way? And what do I need to do now? They are strictly points on a map, right? They are landmarks. They are there to help you engage life so that you can get to the place, whatever vision that you have for yourself. That's why I always say you got to have a vision. Feelings, on the other hand, are more intuitive, right? Feelings are connected to intuition, because you ever hear somebody say, "Oh, I had a feeling I should have done this," or "Man, I should have went with my first mind." It's not necessarily you having pulled something up from your body. You might get like hairs that stand up on end on your arms or your neck. You may get like a itchy or ringing in your ears or something like that, to alert you to to be aware, discern what's happening. Your intuition is like, something ain't right here. That's a feeling. Okay, so feelings and emotions are not the same. So when you have emotions, recognize it as a good thing, because one of the lowest tiers on the map of consciousness is apathy. It's right down there with it's even way below anger. It's below grief, all those things. So you could have yourself in a position where when you're in a state of apathy, you don't care about yourself or anyone else. And so it can be a very dangerous situation to be in. You have a spooky story question? Okay, go ahead. All right. Anyone else want to get a reading tonight? go ahead and get on the list, because that's what I come here for on Wednesdays and Sundays, to give readings. Okay, I do like doing life lessons, but that's why I've started doing the Tuesdays, which we didn't have yesterday. So I'm very happy to answer your questions today. I do have so many topics I want to cover, and hopefully we'll get to cover them all before the end of the year, because I won't be doing the school lunch next year. The last one will be December 30th. Okay. So, if there's somebody who's been waiting on a truth, right? You've been waiting on somebody, you feel like somebody lied to you, right? And you've been waiting to get the truth from them, right? You're like on the hunt, on the prowl. You're either checking their phone, or you're some kind of way you're investigating. The universe is telling you to stop, because the truth, you will, if you find the truth, it will not be healthy for you. Or this is for more than one person. Or if you find the truth, it won't be healthy for you. Or you won't find it because it doesn't exist. Okay. Everything that they've told you, or exactly what you're looking for as far as it being true, is a lie. Okay, so if you think it's a lie, it's a lie. I don't know who this is for, but if you think it's a lie, it's a lie. And if you find out the truth, you will find, okay, thank you, that clarifies the first thing. If you find out the truth, you will find out that it was a lie. Okay, so whoever that's for, take it. All right, so when you're standing in your reading, when we were starting my reading, a white shadow raced across my room, and I got scared that maybe it was my friend, knowing we were doing the reading or something. Is that true or just a coincidence? Because she does practice craft, and her name comes up in your energy, especially in the sense of being connected to a diviner, it is very possible that her energy did sense that her energy did sense that it was being called forth for a reading. So it's possible that was the case. But I don't see that it's anything to fear. It's just the fact that you are very highly spiritual. That's what I keep telling you. I don't think you know how powerful you are, okay? But it's because you're very powerfully spiritual. And anytime you choose to connect with energy, even if it's just to gain knowledge, you do tap into other parts of other realms for that truth to come forth. Okay. Thank you, Erica, for the emojis, love. I appreciate it. So, anyone else want a reading? We are at 1 hour, and I can go find me another movie to take my mind off of all these phenomena that's been happening. I just can't explain it, y'all. I be trying, but I just can't explain the stuff I be going to. Okay, what kind of directions you want, Erica? I'll be happy to do your reading. What kind of direction you want? I want you guys to really start taking heed to what I tell y'all about these healing modalities. Especially if you're like me and Erica, people who live in our heads for the most part. We have got to learn to start sinking down into our heart space and living from that space more than we do our head, right? Our head is going to do what it does. The mind is always going to be looking for ways to protect us from our reality, um, or to create a reality that we can withstand without growth. Okay? So that's why we have to be able to use our head only for functional things. But when it comes to really how to navigate our lives, we have to learn to sink down into our heart space. This is where meditation comes in. This is where breath work comes in. This is where silence, just not doing anything, including meditation or breath work or nothing. You're just sitting in silence comes in. This is where getting out in nature comes in. This is where moving your body comes in. This is where eating live food comes in. And I'm not talking about a perfect diet. I'm just talking about giving yourself something alive. These things seem very simple, but they are very healing to the nervous system. Another thing that they do is they give your inner child, which is where most of your trauma lies. Okay, because even if we're experiencing trauma as an adult, we wouldn't even recognize it as trauma had we not had something to connect it to from our childhood. Okay. Most of the time, unless it's something serious like getting caught up in like a shooting or something like that, like, you know, the Columbines or the movie theater stuff, you know. But if it's something like that, yeah. But if it's relationship stuff, job stuff, you know, those things are typically triggered by things that happened in childhood. So, you say, Erica, all things you don't do. So when we take those times, and it can be quite overwhelming because things will come up, but that's the whole point, is to get it out. You got to get this stuff is all settled all in your body, and your nervous system going like this, but it's going 100 miles an hour. But nothing is moving. It's like this this ball here. Hold on, this your nervous system. Hold on. That's your nervous system. Where's that ball going? Where's the energy from that going? It's just going around in circles. It's not going anywhere. It's cool to look at, right? But even this water is flowing back in itself. It's not even able to move out to be anything like a river or a stream would, right? So that's what energy is supposed to be like for us. And when we're not doing these things and creating a safe space for that trauma to come up and out, then, you know, we're always going to be up here. But living from here, and I did a school lunch on this. Y'all go check out the school lunches that I've already done, even though I missed yesterday. The power of living from your heart space is what it's called. But when you can sink down in here, when you can tap into this area, right, then it expands your electromagnetic field for love, for light, for beauty, for grace, for truth, for honor, for justice. Okay? And you always get what you need. You always at peace, even in the midst of chaos. Okay? Even when stuff comes up that don't feel good. You know, thank you, Delaney. I appreciate that, love. You know how to handle it. Like you don't crash out. Okay? I've had two things that I had the opportunity to crash out on today, and I didn't. I mean, today and yesterday. And not only that, but they tried to give me some GMO blueberries when I went to pick up my groceries, and I was like, I'm not having it. And I tried to talk to the one boy, and he just wanted to argue, and I'm not here for that. Like, I just want my blueberries. And I asked him what his name was, and he was like, well, let me go get my team leader. And I'm like, okay, well, go get your team leader. I'm not leaving with these GMO blueberries. And then there was another guy who worked there. I guess he told him, he's standing in the window looking at me and making faces and blowing kisses like being smart. And I'm like, you know, I'm a grown ass woman. That don't bother me. Like, Boy, you need to go find some. Go play with your little diddler, and don't go play with your mammy. Don't play with me because I don't care about that. Like that's not getting me my blueberries. I'm not putting no energy to that, right? And so, thank you, Sandra Love. I appreciate that. You guys are so sweet. And so that happened, and then who comes along while I'm waiting? Because I think they were trying to wait me out, right? But honey, I got time today, okay? And who comes along but this guy that I had a rapport with, because I used to get my groceries there all the time, and he always used to bring them out, and I would ask him how he was. I would ask him about his like life and stuff. Young fella, and just trying to encourage him and everything, because I was proud of him for working. I don't know why. I just felt like that was something that was a big deal for him, and I used to encourage him in that. And so he comes around, and I'm like, hey, CJ. And so he comes over, and okay, Sai, wonderful, wonderful, awesome, awesome. And so he comes over, and I'm saying to him, like, telling him about the blueberries and stuff. And he's like, okay, well, let me go see what we got. And so he comes back, and not only did I not have to leave with the GMO blueberries, but I left with 2 pints of the organic, and I didn't have to pay extra. Okay. So by me not panicking and not getting in my feelings, I want my blueberries, and I get what I want. And so I'm going to get what I want, and I'm going to do it with no stress. Okay. The same thing with the burgers that we had that were raw and undercooked the other day. I knew that I wanted my money back. And so I called the restaurant because we had ordered a DoorDash. She said that she couldn't give me a refund, but she's mailing me a gift card for the amount. Okay. $40. She's mailing me a gift card. But also I contacted DoorDash, and they gave me my money back. So that's double for my trouble. And did I crash out? No, I just talked to them like I talked to her like I would want to be spoken to. But I knew what I wanted, and I know I get what I want. Okay, so that's how it is when you're living in your heart space. It's not about you letting people run over you. It's about you having that power within and being able to regulate yourself. And then that power radiates out, and people have to respond in a way that's connected to that power, which is love, which is light, which is truth, which is justice. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I want for you guys. Let's go and see what we're doing for Erica's reading. Okay. For direction. So did you have a specific direction that you wanted to, I'm going to clear the energy again. Did you have a specific direction that you wanted to look into, Erica? Okay. Let's see. I think Sai might be just getting caught up. Erica, you say you off focus? Okay. But I know these things that I tell you guys. Well, I don't tell you because I'm not your mama, okay? But the things that I put forth that can be helpful, I know. These are things that I know work. These aren't things that I'm guessing about. It isn't stuff that I sit up and listen to other people's content and I come over here and regurgitate it. These are things that I live on a daily basis. Things that I study. I study in school and I do self-study. Okay? Things that I have witnessed with my own eyes. Here comes Mother Earth, Erica, right off the bat for you. So you are not alone. Okay? A lot of, oh wow, this is so beautiful. A lot of transgressive energy and things that keep you imprisoned. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Are you still facing a court case as well? Oh, hold on. Ah, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm just now seeing with the with your case, and so that's what's coming up before I even knew that's what we were looking for. Wow, this is wonderful here. A lot of transgression here is being reversed. There's a lot of support here, but this is spiritual support. Mother Earth has come in. She's not only guiding you, but comforting as well. She's reversing a lot of transgression. She's placing the proper support, and she's giving you avenues of joy. I don't know if you're seeing them or tapping into them, but she's also giving you a trusted and loyal companion in your lawyer. This came out upright. So this isn't just the lawyer, this is justice, okay? This is someone coming in your defense. This could be your spirit team, or it could actually be a lawyer that you have, okay? Clarify this card. But there is very good strategy, okay? Very, very good strategy being implemented on your behalf. So all of this is very favorable for you. I know something flipped now. Don't you play with me. You trying to play? You trying to play? We're not doing that. Oh, okay. So the tales that whoever is weaving, whatever lies they're telling is not going anywhere. Your influence is way greater than theirs. So the idea for you is to just trust. You have a whole lot of you have a lot of trouble with that. Even though you have a lot of wisdom and experience when it comes to this kind of stuff, you still have trouble trusting it. Okay? You have to be kind to yourself when you're going through stuff like this. You have to be kind, and part of being kind is trusting. Okay? Yeah. I mean, the truth is coming out here. The truth is definitely coming out. Like, there's literally, I see nothing to worry about here. Lots of strategy is being employed. So much spiritual help here. Wisdom, truth, justice, advocacy, influence, strategy. Yeah, then whoever it is you're going up against, they like literally don't stand a chance. You've got to be trusting. That's all you got to do. This is so beautiful. Like, this is coming out exactly how you want it to. You are painting the picture here. The only way this can go south is if you start making moves out of distrust and just derail the whole thing here. Clarify this card here. Okay. Oh, so that's what it is. They have lost trust they have lost trust with the community. Okay? So it's not just your case that's an issue here. And they are getting blanketed right now. They're losing status and credibility. So that's what this is. Okay. Yeah, they're losing status and credibility. And they have caused so much dissension in the community with their customers that the powers that be is pretty fed up. Because they feel like there's better things that they can be doing. Bigger fish to fry than dealing with their mess and their crap when they know the right thing to do. Because credit unions didn't used to have this kind of reputation. It was always the banks. So, you, my dear, just need to trust Mother Earth. Okay, because you are a Queen of Pentacles. You live in Earth energy. Okay? And so this is where your anchor and your foundation is. So this is your leader. So when she tell you to chill out and just trust and let her handle it, it's handled. Okay? You feel me, love? You got me? Everything is okay. You need to work on some trust exercises. I'm trying to think of some that I can think of. But it's really just going to come with practice. Because I used to be very, very distrusting. But once I started getting more grounded in myself, see, all of that comes from knowing. You can't get trust from the outside. You can't get trust from the things you see. You can't get trust from if this happens, then I'll know I can trust life. If that happens that way, then I'll know I can trust life. The knowing comes before what you want to happen. You feel me? Because if there's no knowing, then there's nothing for your manifestation power, has nothing to attach to. Because manifestation attaches to knowing. How do I explain it? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, like there's a scripture that says those who have will have more. Those who have not will even the stuff that they have will go away. And that's because what you have comes from a place of knowing. Like, you know, it's already done. You know, it's already handled. You know, it's already taken care of. And it's never about what you see. It's about what is. Okay? Delaney, you hearing? Divine loves, you get it? Okay. Delaney, you saying, what do I mean? This is where imagination is a very big thing. Okay. So, okay, Erica, you get it. You get it. You have to see that something is done if you want it done. You have to know that it's done. You have to see that it's done. You have to see that it's done. When these two see that it's done, then you just know. It doesn't have to be with these. Because these play tricks on you just like this do. You'll never know anything with this. All this just pulls in information. These just pull in information. Information is simply knowledge that's brought in that you have to sort and put in formation in your life. Some things go in this formation, some things go in that formation, some things go in the trash. Okay? This and these only bring in information. This and this bring in truth. Okay? They create actuality. This and this is reality. This is only what you see. What we see is less than 1% of what's real, of what's true, of what's out there. The immaterial is far more vast. It's 99% of what's actuality, what's actually exists. Everything that you see with this and this is less than 1%. That's reality. You can't trust reality because it changes all the time. Okay? Knowing is connected to the immaterial, the stuff that you can't see. So when I knew I was going to get the blueberries that I wanted, I didn't have to flip out. I already know I want the kind of blueberries I want, and I'm going to get them. And what happened? I didn't even have to go to the door and knock again. I didn't have to go off on the boy who was trying to antagonize me. All I had to do was sit there and be still, and my help came to me. He came around that corner, and I was like, hey, CJ. That was my help. And this seems like a very small example talking about blueberries. But that's a huge thing when your help comes to you. It don't matter if it's blueberries or if it's $1 million. Y'all feel me? Hey, Cara. Yes, Delaney, less than 1% of life is reality. That's reality. Yes. This and this only sees 1% of what's real. Over 99% of what's actually happening is immaterial. You can't see it, you can't grasp it with this, and you can't see it with this. You have to grasp it from here and here. Your first eye and your heart. Okay? So, we're at an hour and a half. I can do one more reading. I have enough energy for one more reading if anybody wants one. But, so are y'all picking up what I'm... Roberto, you say you heard that before by your grandfather. Well, he told you the straight up truth. He sure did. He told you the straight up truth. And if somebody had told me this stuff when I was younger, see all this stuff that I talk about, all this stuff was frowned upon in my circles. All of it was spiritualism and witchcraft and anything that didn't talk about Jesus and didn't thump that Bible, it was not righteous. But that's the only thing that I have seen that mirrors the kind of truth that brings life to life. Okay, he was a Native American. You get the right ones, they tapped into the truth for real. Truth is the highest spiritual vibration. I tell y'all that all the time. Yeah, that's why you got to stay out of here, Erica. Stay out of here. Because that pulls you back into the 1% every time. Imagine living only 1% of all possibility. Well, I tell you what, 25 years in prison, you're going to gain a lot of knowledge if you're seeking it. Because what else you got to do but learn? So he knew what was going on. And that's when a lot of spiritual stuff started to come to light too. Especially in the 70s, Roberto. That's when Reverend Ike was a big thing, but we were told not to follow Reverend Ike because he talked about money. He talked about mind science. But hey, if I If I had been allowed to listen to Reverend Ike, I would have been rich by the time I was 19. Because I had all the powers, all the gifts, all the talents. All I needed was the knowing. Reverend Ike was he was a Christian preacher, but he believed in mind science over. He knew the Bible left and right. He had gone to seminary. I believe he had a PhD in some sort of religious thing, but he taught how to live an abundant life. It wasn't prosperity preaching like you see a lot of the preachers of today. He was really talking about the exact same things that I'm telling you right now. He was way ahead of his time. Okay. A lot of the spiritual people that's coming out talking about a lot of stuff these days, people like Reverend Ike paved the way for this stuff to be mainstream now. But back then, he was sorely hated. All right. So if you are a person who identifies as Christian, if you're a person who can't take the Bible and all that kind of stuff, he may not be for you. But I can listen to anybody as long as truth is being told. I don't really be caring. Because it don't really change nothing for me except the fact that I'm getting spiritual knowledge. Okay. Yes, he like, when I say a wealth of knowledge, and he got a lot of his stuff from Dr. Joseph Murray. So you'll see a lot of people online nowadays talking about him. Let me show y'all this book I have from Joseph Murray. And Joseph Murray got his information from a sage. See this book right here? See how big it is? And the print is not even, it's like a font of 8. Yeah. This is not even 12 font. This is like a 8 or 10 font here. This is not even font 12, size 12. This is a huge book, and every page is filled. This is the kind of knowledge that's out there. This is called the miracle power of your mind. And this is a compilation of all the teachings of Joseph Murray. The power of the subconscious mind, believe in yourself, fear not, riches are right. I don't have the actual other books, not by him, but there's another guy, Wallace D. Wattles. A lot of these guys got their knowledge from sages from the motherland and from India. Okay, so these guys are Caucasian, but they were able to get the knowledge out. So they were great vehicles for the transmission of the knowledge. All right. And that's where, when Reverend Ike came on the scene in the 70s, he was able to transmit that more to the African American community. The motherland is Africa. Yes, we do all have a piece of truth. And so, why is my book not audible? Because somebody's got to record it and I'm not doing it. Yeah, that's why. And I could pay somebody to record it, but then I've got to coordinate that. I've got to have the money to do it. And yeah, all my money right now is going to like school and keeping up with things so I don't have to ask them boys for money because I don't want to be bothered with them. So just keeping up with certain things and completing some goals. So if y'all want to donate to get my, where is it? Get the Healing Year by Sunshine LaVere on audiobook, let me know. I'll start some sort of fund for it. But yeah, so understanding the mind, not in the sense of thought, but this mind. Okay, Wallace D. Waddles. I think he has his audiobooks are here on YouTube. But one of his books, I've read all three of them. One of his books called The Science of Being Great. I've read this book maybe 6 times. The Science of Being Great. I can never make it through the first chapter without having to close the book. I have to close the book and process. Even though I've read this book 6 times, every single time, I have to close the book in the middle of every chapter, and then again at the end of each chapter to process what it is that I'm reading. The Science of Being Great. He also has the science of being healthy, or the science, and then there's the Science of Being Rich. Okay, those 3 books. There's 2 other books by Nathaniel Branden that I love. One of them is The Psychology of Self-Esteem and The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Okay, I think those are on audiobook too, because when I couldn't check the books out from the library, I would listen to them on audiobook when I would drive. That's back when I was trucking. And so I would listen to these audiobooks that Erica, you said you're going to take with a gift. Okay, I appreciate that, Erica. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. But yeah, I would listen to them when I was driving my truck. But yeah, there's The Psychology of Self-Esteem, and then the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Another book that I listened to, I've probably not listened to, but I read. I got a copy of it down here. Hold on. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, here we are. This is also on audiobook here on YouTube. The Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. This I've listened to at least a dozen times, and I've read on paper. Sometimes I'll read it along while I listen to it. But in my quiet time, this is for me. Even y'all know how much I love the Bible, and it's not a whole like Christian thing. It's just that I understand it esoterically, okay, and I can apply the knowledge from the Bible over 12 million different extrapolations of life, okay. But this right here, the Tao Te Ching, you have to sit with it. You have to take this and you can't even take a spoonful at a time. You know how sometimes when you taking like a herb, like a powdered herb, you can't like scoop a spoon. You got to take just enough on the tip and stir it around in the water. That's this. You can't just sit down. The Tao Te Ching. I'm finna put it in here in the chat, okay? You can't just sit down and just read this and go through it, or even the audiobook. You probably can, but I can't. Okay. Okay, I just put it in the chat. But this right here, yeah. And I do advise you to listen to the audiobook as well. Because to hear it narrated is a whole different ball game. I'm gonna give y'all another couple of ones. I have the Bhagavad Gita, but that might be a bit of a stretch for a lot of people. I'm gonna pull it out here, but let's see. Okay. The Kabbalion, I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard of this. This is the Hermetic principles, okay? And it's really just different laws of the universe kind of condensed down, okay? You have to be in a good frame of mind to read this. A lot of this stuff will blow your mind, so you can't just pick it up and read it casually. You have to enter into it with a desire for ascension, for spiritual growth, right? For understanding who you are on a higher level, not just this lovely body that we've been given. Some people call it a meat suit. I think is a very beautiful way to experience what we otherwise wouldn't experience. Okay. But yeah, then there's the Bhagavad Gita. This is not actually one of my favorites, but it is very it kind of, for me, is kind of a, okay, so many of you have heard of The Art of War and the 48 Laws of Power. For me, those two books are more about manipulation and control of others. In the sense that you're not really trying to make peace, you're trying to force someone's hand or force them to line up the way you want, right? The Bhagavad Gita, it is, in my opinion, now don't nobody come for me, but for me, it's more of, it puts you more in a mind of worship of something outside of yourself, as opposed to, it can be a way to master self, but through another channel, right? Like, it's hard for me to say. How I interpret it, but it's just not my favorite. But so Arjuna is a captain of an army, and he seeks Lord Krishna for spiritual guidance on how to go to war. And I think he's going to war against family. Was it his cousins or somebody like that? But he seeks a lot of knowledge from Lord Krishna, which is fine. Okay, it's fine to seek knowledge outside of self. But I never really got that Arjuna knew how to navigate things outside of Lord Krishna, if that makes sense. Erica, you said you read the 48 Laws of Power. That you said you want the name of this one, the Kabbalion? Okay, I will put that one. And this could be spelled several ways. So sometimes it's spelled okay. So I'll put that one. Now this is a book by Ron Baker, who is this is my bioenergetics therapist right here. All right. But I got this book before I ever even knew that he did that kind of therapy. It's called Bright Lights, Big Empty. And it talks about how to heal the inner child, but he goes through a lot of his experiences with supernatural beings and being connected to those and going through supernatural experiences in places on the earth that are known to have supernatural connections. And his story is very, very compelling. Okay. So, if you're interested in a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of supernatural encounters, you will find that in this book, along with healing the inner child. That's really the main point of the book, okay? And then I'm sure many of you have heard about this book, The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It's awakening your life's purpose. And what I love about this book is it does give you the opportunity to understand where a lot of your missteps are coming from as far as within, and how to correct those things. It's really, he really did a masterful job of explaining how to master self. Okay. And so this is a good one as well. Let's see. I think I leave y'all with that for now. Okay. That's a lot. But I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about that one. All right. Any thoughts, questions, or comments, y'all? And think I did mention, I'm just putting all this stuff here, so if y'all come back and watch, definitely the power of being great. And also, if you struggle with trying to understand how to manifest money, the power of being rich, or the power of being rich. But no, the science, not the power. Hold on. I'm saying it all wrong. The science of being great. And the science of being rich. But it's really metaphysical. Okay. Yes, he was on Oprah. He's been on Oprah. He also has his own YouTube, y'all. And I think he may have his own show, but he was on Oprah many years ago. I think that's when this book first came out. But it is timeless, okay? As are all of these that I'm telling you about. And then there's the psychology of self-esteem. And the 6 pillars. Some of these books I check out at the library. And I listen to them on audiobook. And then the ones that really like stick with me, or when I have the money and I think about it, I'll buy them. Okay. Now, let me also tell you this, right? Let me tell you guys this. And then we can go ahead and sign off. When you're reading these things, right? And when you're doing the healing modalities and practices, please don't think all of this stuff is going to fix anything overnight. And don't read any of it from the aspect that you need to be fixed, okay? Because that would imply that you're broken. And you're not broken, you're just human. And you're dealing with the human experience through a human lens. So you have to get to a place, or a physical lens. You have to get to a place where you deal or see and handle the human experience from a metaphysical lens, which is a higher plane, a more spiritual lens, okay? There's esoteric, which means seeing from the outside. And then there's exoteric, which means seeing from the inside, but that is seeing from the physical. Esoteric is seeing from beyond the physical, okay? So it takes the body, the psyche, the soul, time, the nervous system, time to recognize that something different is taking place. Okay? So as you're absorbing and taking in this knowledge, information, put it in formation in your life in ways that empower you. If you need to take something out and put that information in, okay, all of these things are meant for you to take time to learn self and to live in self from a place of power, not brokenness. Okay? So do not expect that it's all going to fix overnight, and don't think about yourself being broken. It's just information that has not been plugged into the right places, or that you never had. So now you have the opportunity. Okay? And it takes time to do that. This is deprogramming and reprogramming. Okay? You got a whole new algorithm that you've got to download and implement. Imagine living 20, 30, 40, 50 years under one program, and then you realize, oh, this wasn't mine. Number one, it's not working for me. Number two, this is stuff that was downloaded into me that wasn't for me. So you got a lot to discard and a lot to reprogram. Okay? All right? Y'all awful quiet. Y'all are awful quiet. Fire up the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about all the things that I'm sharing. Okay? What are y'all thinking about all the... My eyes are lighting up. That hasn't happened in a while. I love you too, Roberto. I'm so glad you're here tonight, love. I really am. But y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You say you love all of this? Delaney, you say you munching and listening. What you munching on? I want some. Yeah, I love it too, Roberto. I'm just so happy that I gave myself permission to not only learn these things, but to know they were okay to learn and okay to live them. You said, Divine, thanks for mentioning Reverend Ike. Yeah. Ooh, I don't really eat pork like that, but I did love me a good piece of ham when I did. I had some smoked turkey today with some almond crackers. That was good. So yeah, that sounds delicious, Delaney. Erica says like we in class. I'm telling you, girl, I absolutely I love life so much now. Even when I shed my tears, like no, it's the almond crackers, because I can't, like, I'm trying to stay away from like bread and regular flour, so they're crackers that are made out of almond flour. But yeah, I'm just loving every bit of it, because even through tears, I just know I'm okay. Like my bioenergetics therapy session, y'all, when I say the tears, I'm like, man, at first, when I first started doing my breathing check-in with him and stuff started coming up, I was like, forget it. I ain't doing it. He was like, whoa, he don't fight against me, but he will challenge me on not allowing myself to release. And because I had that situation last week where all that stuff came up about that, about those pedos, and I had a lot to release there. And then dealing with this human that I feel unsafe with in my apartment, they call a maintenance man. And then there was another situation with my ex-husband. I was just overwhelmed, because I am still very spiritually vibrating very high. And then also my senses are very heightened, almost sensory overload, but not to the point. If I'm making sure that I'm not doing too much light, hey Tyler, and all of that, then I can keep from going into sensory overload. Okay. Overstimulate. I do get overstimulated, but I don't get overloaded. Okay. But even in all of that, right? I'm grateful for it because I know it's leading me further and further and greater to ascension. And I ended up going ahead and doing my breath work to get this stuff out. So the tears come, right? And, but even in that, I feel safety. My inner child feels safe. I feel safe. There's a knowing that all of this is a part of my ascension process. There's a knowing that I am not alone, even when I'm in here by myself. I sense my team all day, every day. I know them jokers got me. I don't even, when I go to bed, I don't worry about nobody breaking in on me. I don't worry about when I'm out and about. I don't feel no danger at all. Okay. I do tend to be alone a lot and not necessarily avoid people. But I don't really feel the necessity to be around many people or be around people all the time. The less, the better. But that's simply because I do get overstimulated easy and I do pick up on people's energy very easy. So imagine being someone who can sit next to one person who has a headache or a tummy ache or somebody who's in anguish and despair, construed as a read, like during a read. And then on top of that, like this, coming here 3 times a week doing this, 3 times a week now, was 3 or 4. So doing this and then going out in the world and being in a grocery store with 100, 200 people, and every time you walk by somebody or you're in a line or there's people within your electromagnetic field, you're picking up all this stuff. That's my life right now. Okay. Yeah, Delaney, I'm telling you, I sense and I feel all that stuff. Okay, so it does not behoove me to be out in public a lot anymore. And I don't fight it. I don't fight the feelings that come. I just know I have to manage myself very well. Okay. And so, but that none of that came easy and none of that came quick. All of these books that I've read, I started reading them back in 2018. I read them on a regular basis. I do my work, my grounding rituals, go outside, put my feet in the dirt. It's got a little cold now, so I haven't been able to do that as much, but yeah. Okay, so I'm not telling you guys anything that I haven't lived through and don't live through. All right? So I just want y'all to be happy. And I know it doesn't come with wishful thinking, and it doesn't come with avoidance, and it doesn't come through other people, and it doesn't come through circumstances and money. All that stuff does, it just gives your central nervous system a chance to calm down. It gives you energy. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm broke, my energy be low. It be low. Like, I'd be like, y'all gotta send me some money because I'm low on energy. Why is that? Because money is a currency. Current energy, right? Current, like electricity. Okay. So it's meant to flow. And when it's not flowing, yeah, that's why you need to spend your money happily. Be happy when you're circulating money, okay? Be thankful when you pay a bill. Be like, ooh, it feels good to pay this bill. Don't complain about it. Be happy, okay? That way you get more. I'm telling y'all before, money is she's a very sensitive lady, okay? She like to be adored and loved on. So, yeah. Erica said you got that right. All right, guys. Well, we are at 2 hours. I have I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed all the readings, and also getting a chance to share with you guys, and get your feedback on this stuff, and I'm very proud of the growth that we've all been experiencing over the past. Y'all know on the 24th of this month will be 1 year since I started this channel. And I don't think it was until, I'm thinking maybe May that I started going live. Somewhere in the spring, I think, is when I started going live, because I wasn't even doing lives until my channel got shadow banned. So, all right, you guys. So we are at the 2 hour mark, and I am going to go ahead and sign off. It's time for me to take my meds, and I need to I need to put my my bookshelf back in order and all that kind of stuff. So. Thank you all again for, put some water in this thing. I don't want it cracking. Thank you all again for coming through. I had a wonderful time. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you will take everything to heart and just really understand that you are safe, you are okay, you are cared for, and you are provided for. And that nothing that you seek in life is beyond you. Okay? It is within you. And it's just a matter of knowing how to tap in to get it out. Okay? Good night, everyone. Thank you for the purple hearts. Thank you for the moons. You guys are so awesome. Okay? Thank you so much. And remember, you can book personal readings. That is open. The prices have gone up, but I guarantee you it's well worth it. They are 1 hour sessions now. I'm not offering any more 30 minutes because I always go over anyway. So might as well just go ahead and pay for a full hour. If you're grandfathered in, you will need to email me to get the old price. Okay. I will be back Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Time. I hope that what we learned tonight was enough to make up for me missing yesterday's school lunch. Okay, y'all, please forgive me. I really wanted to be there for that. But Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I will be here Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Time for readings, and be back Tuesday of next week for school lunch. Also, check out the short videos if you have not been watching the shorts. Please start doing that and liking those. Share the channel with others who you can help. Erica, tell Herville I said hey. He crossed my mind again today when I was coming back from picking up my groceries. I don't know why. I just felt this extreme sense of being proud of him and seeing him walking the streets in those Timberland boots again. I don't know what that's about, but he is walking strong. He is walking proud, and he's stepping on all the BS, okay, and stomping it out. And I'm very proud of him. That energy came to me today. So let him know I said that, okay? And until next time, I am Jua, and you have been read. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night, okay? See you Sunday, unless you book a personal reading, and I'll see you before then. All right? Bye-bye.